Hey y'all, it's June the 3rd, 2016. I'm probably just gonna make one last video for today. Alright.
And it's concerning. It's in reference to, if you haven't heard, somewhere in Alabama, over 100,000 people recently got notified that what they should do is absolutely not drink the water coming out of the faucet at all. Don't have nothing to do with it, because it might go ahead and give you cancer. There's reason to believe that it will go ahead and give you cancer. That might sound familiar to you, right? You might be thinking of a Flint, Michigan right now. And there's lots of different places up in the United States where, yeah, that seems to be the case, alright? Tell you right now, Big Spring, Texas, where I'm living at, it's called Big Spring, Texas. The reason for that is because there's big springs. That's why they called it that. Guess what? Nowadays, don't drink the water out the tap. Don't do that, right? Unless you want cancer down the line, don't do it, alright? I would suggest not bathing in it. San Antonio, Texas, where I used to be at, I wouldn't suggest drinking the water. I wouldn't suggest bathing in it. Right? You might think that that's good. I'm here to tell you it's not a good idea. Right? So just knowing that, I got to assume that that's the case for most major cities, for pretty much everywhere, small towns and all sort of places. You understand? Our water is all messed up. And I guess I want to make this video and dedicate it to the young socialists out there. You might have something going for you. You might have some brains in your head. If you do have brains in your head, I want you to consider this socialism for all of America. Wow, that's terrible. Because you gotta understand, you're gonna make the government bigger, right? And in charge of more stuff. We have a government that's so big right now, and is basically in charge of all these municipal water supplies that are disastrous. You don't even want to drink the water most of the places that you go to. In fact, there's certain places like in Alabama, Flint, Michigan, where you absolutely should stay away from it. How in the world do you think socialism, creating more power for the government, how in the world do you think it's going to make the government more accountable? You know what I'm saying? How in the world do you think it will? The answer, as it has always been, the answer for this, if you want clean, drinkable water at all, for any reason, the answer for this is free enterprise. Right? Free market and stuff. You should be able to pick and choose who you get your water from and why. In no way should it even be a concern of the government in any way. The government, they shouldn't be involved in water in any way. But I gotta understand that people rooting for socialism, they want the government more involved. There's not enough cancer in the water for them. They want more and more and more. They think as if, like, you know, you're gonna install some sort of socialist power to look after your water, to make extra special care of your water, like that's gonna do anything but give you more cancer in your water. The reason is because you can't hold nobody accountable. Already at this point, it's so hard to hold anybody accountable for the fact that poison's all throughout your water. You think these poor folks in Alabama can hold anyone accountable at all? No, they can't. They gotta deal with it. They gotta import all their water in bottles, I'm sure, at this point. And just to touch on it, organically, we're going to fix this situation, but in the meantime, a lot of people are going to die from drinking water, and that's terrible, right? Because organically, we have to realize that, you know what, you want water and stuff, you want clean water, it's called free market, it's called free enterprise. At the same time, it's called segregation. Different communities need to have different sources for their water. That way, when your water comes up poisoned, you know who you to hold accountable for that. When people start popping up with cancer and stuff from drinking the water, you go directly to who's accountable for that. Who's in charge of the water here, all right? We're going to hang them by a tree right quick. Because they're fucking up. Right? See, I mean, in that situation, you're not going to be looking around like, oh man, who's going to save us? Who's going to save us? Our water is poisoned. You know, you're going to know what to do. The last thing that you want to do is give the government more power to put more cancer in your water. Is preposterous. You're loving your ignorance. If you want the government to have anything to do with your water, you are in love with your ignorance. And it won't get you nowhere but except where you're going to go to. Alright? This is June the 3rd, 2016, and I'll holler at y'all, man. You might be concerned about where you're getting your water from. That might start to be a concern for you. It's a tribulation.